and you mentioned that you were born with HIV. How, because I've always been curious, I don't think I've done enough research to know what it's like for someone in your situation and then especially because you're into fitness, is there a difference with how you approach your health and fitness? The same thing applies? How has it affected your life growing up with it?
So being in the fitness field, I would find myself educating my doctors about nutrition, right? In America, I'd find myself educating them about nutrition because I would study nutrition and how it would be better for my body. But how did it actually fueled me to stay in the fitness industry even more because I wanted to be as healthy as I can be. Because what HIV is, it's a virus that attacks your immune system. But if your immune system is strong enough by taking medication, you are able to you're able to drop your viral load extremely low. So with having a healthy lifestyle, I genuinely I've never actually worried for my health. I've worried for my mental, emotional, and all those other aspects. But for my actual health, I've never worried. Like when COVID was around, people who were compromised were told to stay up. I was told, my doctor told me, don't worry, you're just fine. He called me right at the peak of COVID, like March something. You're going to be just fine because I'm able to catch COVID and be okay. Right? Because of how I've taken care of my body. Right?
That conversation was not had enough during that time. I just want to throw that out there.
And even if you just look at the number one people who died from COVID, the number, the highest percentage was the paid factor with how much fat people carried, right? Just your immune is just not strong enough. And that plays a factor of having high body fat, right? Because you said people who are also like would be affected more, people with diabetes, people with, they just kept on naming lifestyle diseases. Right? Yeah. So it's like, having HIV benefited me in the aspect of like, I was
conscious.
I was already healthy. Like it helped me stay in the fitness field. Because it's funny because at a very young age, I also understood I was always going to be on stage somewhere speaking. And I wanted to represent it. And that's why I kept on saying I represent Africa. I want to represent Africa in a certain way. And I also wanted to show people that you can be HIV and healthy. You can be HIV positive and healthy. That was a big one because there's a huge stigma. Now in the US, the stigma is not that bad. It's not that bad.
I imagine also with people like, I don't know if this is a thing, but like Magic Johnson.
So he played a huge factor in that. But in the US, the stigma, it's there. It's not that bad. In Kenya,
it's bad.
It's completely different. It's completely different. I have noticed a huge difference in the stigma in Kenya. And I'm very open and public about my HIV positive because I want to play a factor in helping people understand that you can live a full life being HIV positive if you genuinely take care of yourself. So you see how it kind of ties into both being healthy and being in alignment with what health looks like and what health does. And I really, because the US is doing so well with the stigma, I really want to lower the stigma in Kenya. And that's why I'm public about it. I've actually been very clear. I will be public about it. I speak very public about it because I really want to lower the stigma because it's causing, there's a lot of people in my DMs talking to me about like, hey, I got it from a cheating husband or boyfriend. I got it from, I didn't find out until I was 13 that I had HIV, by the way.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't find out until I was 13, but I was born with it. So there's people who are like, haven't even gotten tested, people who are scared to get tested, people who are sexually active and not aware. About 7% of people who are HIV positive have no idea that they have it. So that's the only reason this disease still exists. Right? Because people are not even getting tested.
Trying to ignore it away.
Yeah. So people are not even getting tested. So you're going to sleep with somebody and you even ask them for their, like, hey, when's the last time you got tested? Do you have anything? Do you know? I'm at a place where I can have sex, have kids, and they'll never get HIV. So we're that far advanced in medication, yet it still exists because people are not, one, communicating before having sex, 2, not getting tested, because if you get tested and you have it and you get it treated, you live a regular life like me, and you don't have to be public about it like me. You can keep it on a down low, but because my viral, so like let's say I didn't know, and my viral load is high. If I sleep with a woman, she'll get it. But because I take medication and my viral load it's called undetectable. So right now in the US they have U equals U, undetectable equals untransmittable. So that means even if I slept with a woman right now and I impregnate her, she will not catch the virus. We've known that for the last 10 years, but they were never allowed to claim such a thing but now they started claiming it. There's billboards. I keep seeing it in the US, and I was like, yeah, they're saying it. That's dope. Because if you said it to somebody, they would think, oh, you're just trying to get laid without a condom. So it's like, so it's kind of that perspective. So yeah.